It's annoying as piss. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. All right, cool.
All right.
All right, copy. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. All right, cool.
All right.
All right,
All
copy.
right.
All right, you can see.
One sec. Yes. Yeah, I see it.
All right, so I'm gonna go right to the putting green first. And you're
All right.
like, and you're like 10 seconds behind me, so I'm actually gonna watch
Yeah,
my
I hear
screen
it.
and tell you what I'm doing. So first thing you can see is I don't have any kind of big thing over on the left-hand side of my screen. That big
Mm-hmm.
round thing is not there. Now, if you look down below, you see how I'm switching through the different distances of putt. So I'm gonna do it again, and you have to count to like 3, 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so right now I have a 19-foot putt, which
Yeah.
is the torch is right there, son, if you want. Which is 0 inches below where I'm standing. You see that blue box in front of me, that little green arrow
Mm-hmm.
in the aim box? That tells you where the hole is above or below where I'm standing, which is important. So this is 19
Mm-hmm.
feet. So I'm gonna click down here on my bottom meter, which you'll see in a second. I'm gonna drag it all the way up to about just below 19 or just below 20. I'm gonna let it go, and then I'm gonna click again when it gets down towards the bottom. So I'm raising it up. I'm letting it go when I have it dialed in, and now I'm going to click again down there. Does that make sense? Is that the same thing that you're doing?
No. I have a big green circle on the left-hand side of the
Yeah,
screen.
so what we're going to do is if you go to your menu and go to options, you can follow along on my screen in a second. I got to find it. Hold on. It's so dumb they don't have it in here. Where is it then? Oh, I know where it is. Okay. I'm guessing. I'm going to go into my equipment settings.
All right.
So I've gone into my bag here, and I've gone over down there to meters down below.
Mm-hmm.
I think the one that you have selected.
Oh, let me look at mine. Hold on one sec.
Oh, take your
Advanced
time.
level 2. Okay.
It's going to
Change
give you a
meters.
bunch of free rentals. Say okay.
Meters. I had that one to quit.
Okay. While we're in
There's no
here, then.
percent. There's no percentages like 25, 75%. Like
Oh yeah,
it's not on mine.
All right. So if I'm gonna we're gonna come back to the golf bag. Is there's something I want to show you in there? I'm gonna go back into game settings again. Down at the very bottom, towards the bottom, I should say. Oh, first, I know what the problem is. You're not in the country club. Duh. All right, hold on. I'm fixing that now. Because when you join the country club, we've unlocked those so you can have them. So
Unlock
anybody,
what?
those little percentages down below.
Oh.
So I'm gonna go to here. Okay, so up on this invite bar in your game, you should be getting
Yep,
an
got it.
invite. So just go ahead and accept that.
Yep, I'm in.
All right, cool. Let me just do that real quick while I have it open.
So now where do I go? Change equipment?
Let me close this real quick. I got myself all fucked up. There we go. So, no, go to game options.
Alright. The display?
It's down towards the bottom, and it says show putter pal and show shot pal.
In display?
No, it's under. It's in display. It's way down towards the bottom. You can scroll that list down. It goes way down.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Show what?
Show putter pal and show shot pal. It's on my screen right now.
Putter pal, shot pal.
So turn those on.
Give me a sec. Hold on. Shot pal, putter pal. Yeah, they're on.
Scroll up a little bit more, and you'll see a thing which says. I'm trying to find it. I gotta find it here. Ball speed, flash quality.
Do you want the putting grid on?
Yes.
Distance markers?
That's what I was looking for. Nice. On.
Alright.
Okay. So I'm going to play. All right. So let's go back to your equipment real quick. I'm
Alright.
still trying to figure out how to get rid of that fucking stupid. I don't even know what it's called.
Yeah, the little screen thing on the left.
Yeah, they put that fucking thing there for mobile customers, and they've put it on by default. So I'm here in my equipment bag now, as you can see.
Mm-hmm.
And down below, so there's four groups of clubs. There's your drivers, which you only use off the tee, meaning you'll only use your driver once ever per hole. You cannot hit a driver off the grass. Then you have your woods and hybrids, which look like drivers, but you can hit them off the grass, or you can hit them off of a tee. It's up to you. But these have a little bit more of a slope from the bottom of the club to the top, so it lifts the ball up out of the grass. Then you have your irons. Your irons are your bread and butter clubs. You'll use these, twice per hole, right? Because you basically drive with a driver, and then from that point on, you're using irons to get as close to the green as possible, right? The 3-iron has the least amount of loft, meaning that the slope on the front of the club is pretty perpendicular to the ball, but it really can knock the shit out of it very, very far. So your average, so if you look at the average distance, basically that means that my 3-iron can hit 215 yards, and my pitching wedge can hit 110. Over here on the right, see over here? So those are the two extremes of all of those clubs. So you figure my 7-iron could probably hit 150, right? Somewhere between those two numbers. But the higher the number of iron, meaning a 9-iron has more loft, so it comes down less rolly, right? It plops down more like a lawn dart with a pitching wedge or a 9 than it would with a 3, which will roll a lot. Okay?
Alright.
Then there's your putter, which is, your standard putter. And then there's your ball, which, The last thing is wedges, which is right here, which I'll wait for that to catch up. So wedges are like irons, but they're even more slopey. They throw it way up in the air, but not very far at all, which is great if you're close to the green. You just kind of want to sky it up and have it go plump right down next to the hole,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how those ones work. I'm going to go into a quick game here just so I can let me put this on practice so I don't have a timer. Actually, I don't have a timer either way because I'm alone. Basically, this interface right here, which I'm about to show you, here's where you set everything up. If you have it on practice, as you can see, you can change whatever you want below, but if you have it on ranked, it's going to lock you into T's and everything else.
Oh.
So I'm just going to show you a couple, just one hole so you kind of see what my emotions are so it'll kind of make sense to you.
All right. Pebble Beach.
You can play this course in real life for $700
Wow.
per person.
Is
Okay.
that a lot for golf?
Yeah, dude, that's incredibly. I mean, it's just like I would think that's a lot for any afternoon, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you is down here, which is shot types, which is going to show you in a second here. I'm waiting for it to catch up. Lower left-hand corner where it says full.
Mm-hmm.
And basically that's just your normal golf swing. A punch is a faster swinging. You basically you use 3/4 of your backswing, but you kind of just chop it in there really, really hard. What it does is it creates a lot of oomph at the club face, which means it'll pop up more than normal. If you look at this distance right here next to my club, right now it says 246, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I go back to my full type of swing, now my distance is 282. That's how far I can swing it. Watch, it's going to change in a second here. So I'm going to go back to a full, and that gives me my full distance for this thing, right? The next step I'm going to do is I'm going to look at some other cameras here, which I'm doing by clicking on these little cameras on the side map over here to the right, which you'll see in a second. See, so you can click on those little cameras to get different views of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm clicking on this camera here, and I'm going to use this arrow now to drag around and to kind of aim where I want to go. So I'm going to try to cut this little corner and work it down in this little corner right around here somewhere. And also, I've also noticed that up here, my wind in the upper right-hand corner is blowing pretty hard back towards the left, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to adjust a little bit for that too. So I'm happy with that. I'm pretty sure I can clear those trees. I'm pretty sure I'm probably going to land it somewhere in this little area over here, which I'm mousing on now. Somewhere in there. That's where I'm hoping it'll land. So I'm going to go back to my main view. Last thing is this. I have my ball. I can hit my ball towards the top of my ball to put a lot of top spin on it, or I can hit it below and put a lot of back spin on it. So hitting it way down low will kind of loft it way up into the air, and it'll put a lot of backspin, so when it hits, it'll try to stop. I put front spin, it'll hit lower trajectory, but it'll roll further once it hits, right? I prefer it to kind of slow down once it lands. I don't want to go into the rough over there, so I'm going to put some backspin on it.
All right.
And so now I'm going to ramp my meter up here, and I'm going to let it go at the very top, and I'm going to click again when it gets to there. I clicked a little bit late, which will cause my ball to go more right than normal. And see, that backspin saved my life, because see how the ball just took a big, huge bounce and checked itself? So now this is actually the perfect example here. So now I have a 100-yard shot. Let's take a look at it from a better angle here. I have a 100-yard shot. I got a
16-mile-per-hour wind towards you.
And the hole is 5 feet above me. So dude, the rule of thumb is this, is take the total number of feet above that the hole is from you, divide it by 3.
Let's go a little bit farther.
Well, so let's say this was 100 yards and 30 feet above. I would take that 30 feet, divide by 3, get 10, add that to my 100 yards for 110 to compensate for the extra up that my ball has to go, right?
So you gonna divide it by 1, or I mean, you gonna add like a foot or two?
Exactly. I'm just going to add a foot or two, and I'm not really that worried about it because now I look at the wind coming right at me, right?
Yeah, so you're gonna want to go a little bit farther
Yeah,
than
so
that.
I think 110 is about right because I'm adding a couple feet
Hmm.
for that. I'm adding a couple feet for the wind. I'm going to put some backspin, which takes off about 5 feet.
Yeah.
I'm going to drag it all the way top, let it go. I'm going to hit it way early on purpose, actually. So I want to put it into the rough. I want to show you what the rough does. Oh, damn it. All right, let me try again. So here's the deal. It didn't go nearly as far as we thought it would, did it? A couple factors were A, I hooked it. I hit it early so the full power wasn't applied. You really want to make it ding and
Yeah.
hit the center line. So that kind of took some of it off of it. Plus the wind was pushing back at me, so that took a little bit off of it. I'm actually going to putt this fucker way. Actually, no, this is a good example of a putt here. So this is 49 feet. This is what you're
User
having
joined
trouble
your
with.
channel.
So
Hmm.
I'm going to aim it over a little bit to compensate for all this, the roll going left to right. My
All right.
putter's at 100 feet. I'm going to make it 50. In your case, you'd make it 60, right?
Hmm.
Because your putter meter goes to 60. And I'm going to drag it up to right around, what I think is about 40 feet because the pin's neither high or below me. I'm going to click it again down here. I've clicked it late again, and then see it wasn't nearly enough break. It just took off on that ramp. So we're going to try it again. So here I have a putt, which is that thing. It went to shit. So here I have a putt which is 13 feet, but
Hmm.
it's also 3 inches above. So I'm
Yeah.
I'm gonna pretend to putt at 16 feet, and I'm gonna move it up a little bit, hoping this will roll it back down into the hill. So that's 10 feet. That's 15 feet. That's about 16 footish, right? Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And I'm clicking again at the end. I just missed it. And see, that was actually too hard, right? It had a lot of oomph, didn't it?
Hmm.
All right, so the last thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my swing meter up to 300 feet. I'm going to whack the fuck out of this ball. It might be out of bounds. If that's out of bounds, I'm going to be so pissed. All right, good. By the way, if you're out of bounds and you lose your ball's gone. Like you'll get a new free one, but this ball right here costs money for me to use it. So if you lose it, you
No
lose it.
way.
Yeah. So here's another thing here. I'm in 30% rough now. I have an
Yeah.
80, I have a 38 foot, which is basically a 41 yard shot, right? Because that divided by 3 is about
Hmm.
3 feet. About 3 yards. So 41. I'm looking at 80, but I also have this 30, 40. So I'm going to add. So that right there is 40, right?
Hmm.
So I'm going to add like that much more to it. Another, because I want to get it up and out of this shit and have it sit down. It's a little bit too hard, but you get the point. You have to add the shit when you're in the rough. So you have to pay attention to three different things. Is your wind, whether you're in rough or on a fairway, and whether the hole is above or below you. All right, 55-foot putt, 7 inches above, so I'm going to hit it about 60. Let's just give it a whack. So
Hmm.
that's 50. That's about 60 in there somewhere. That one actually dung. You'll see a little excellent there. Watch what happens when I click on my lower thing. So that's about 60. Watch what happens when I click right here. See a little excellent single? That means that I clicked it
Yeah.
pure and it went truly straight. I still missed it. But so you just gotta get used to dragging it up. Okay, 14, 2 inches down. So let's just pretend it's here. I don't really care about the. It's still gonna miss, but just for the speed.
Hmm. All right. Let me try this.
All right, so get in there and take a couple swings. In the meantime, I'm gonna try to figure out how to turn off that goddamn stupid
Yeah.
easy swing meter. Oh, I wonder if it's the clubs. Dude, it's the clubs. Okay, here, go to menu and go back to your let me just get out of this real quick. Hold on. End round.
My equipment.
Go to your equipment.
Yeah. I'm here.
For your putter, you don't want the easy swing. You want the one right next to it, which is the starter putter.
Where I only have one putter.
On my screen, you don't have a starter putter? Use those little arrows.
It says starters, WGT starter putter. So it says.
All right, so that's the one that you have right now, right? And so your screen looks like my screen.
Yes. No, wait, hold on. You have the easy. Yeah, the starter putter. WGT starter putter. Yeah, that's what I have.
No.
Yep, that's right.
All right, I'll talk to him. Is that Andrew? He's reasonable. I'll talk to him. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out where the fuck that stupid thing's coming from. All right, go ahead and try to putt. I'm gonna find that stupid thing.
See. All right. Now, how do I putt?
So go to the on the main menu where it says putting green. Look at my screen right now. In 2 seconds, actually. I'm quitting out of this, and right there. You see that?
Hold on. Putting green. Oh yeah, I see it. Got it. Easy.
Yeah. And then just say tee off.
All right. I'm going in right now. Farmingdale.
Yeah, and then just drop your ball. The first time, lets you just drop the ball wherever you want. Just putt around until you get used to it. I'm gonna try to figure out how to do the damn thing.
All right, so I have an 84-foot putt, a little less than half of my 150, 3 inches above. Rolling to the left. It's rolling downhill a little bit. Pass.
What would you like? We can do that. Is Connor here, or did he go out? I found it.
What?
The stupid circle thing. It's under advanced. It's display swing circle.
Options, advanced, display swing circle. Yeah, it's on.
Off. Yeah, turn it off.
Yep. Yes, that's it.
Now it is. Yeah, that's just a dumb. Why would they? I guess because the mobile market.
30 feet. Yeah, I think I got the hang of it now.
Yeah, you feel like you have some providence over what's actually happening to the ball?
Yeah.
Okay, while I'm in here, go back to your YouTube screen real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Just to understand the different types. Closest to the hole, which I'm hovering on right now, is basically, it's just you. It gives you just one-off shots from random places around particular holes, and you see how close you can get to it, basically.
Mm-hmm.
A blitz is the same thing.
Doing?
No, yes, yeah, more or less. Well, a blitz is the same thing, but it has a really cool, like, scoring system to it. Where, like, if you get, like, 5 greens in a row, you get bonuses. Blitz single player is kind of like closest to the hole, whatever. Stroke play is classic golf, where basically the rules say that it should take you 4 shots to get the ball into the hole from here to there, and whether you do it in more or less is your score. So obviously a negative score is better than a positive score, right? Match play is played between 2 players, where we just basically play for whoever wins the hole, and if we tie, and we go to the next hole. Your overall score doesn't matter at all. It's just whoever can get it. So if we both tee off, we both do a par 4, we both par at the first hole, then the next hole, you get a 3, I get a 4, you win that hole. You get a point. You're 1 up. That's how that works. Alternate shot is for 4 players, which is probably we're going to play next, which is I drive, and then you take the next shot, and then I take the putt, and then you take my. We just alternate the shots all the way into the hole.
Oh.
Which is fun, and it's stressful for you because you're like, but I suck. But we don't really care about the scores. We just like fucking around. And then the skins game is kind of cool. It's just like a match play, but if me and you tie a hole, that point carries over to the next hole, and the more we tie, the more the next hole's worth. So if we tie the first 5 holes and I win the 6th, I get 5 points. Game's over because you can't beat me in 9 holes. So that's actually kind of fun because you're like, fuck, you have these great holes and they won't care because you'll end up tying and then you'll blow it on one hole and the guy will win everything. All right, let's go back up to their room and we'll get squared away.
All right.
Can you drag me up there too?
Sure, man. Oh, I didn't know you were in here, Hyperion. You just
the stealth.
You just almost startled me there. I was like, whoa.
Almost.
User was moved out of your channel.
Next time.
User was moved out of your channel. Channel
Oh,
switched.
I'm back.
Got them all straightened out, huh?
I think he's got a reasonable amount of.
You
Yeah, I
set
think
him up
I-
and showed him,
I-
right? Like you did me, Driz?
Well, I didn't
What?
do him quite like I did to you.
Well, they
Well, I
didn't have
would
the
always
Skype
expect to be
session.
your favorite, so I don't expect you to